whose praise we translate as songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Janati Antasya Janandana Shalakaya Chakshurumiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the highest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Chai. Thank you so much for joining us for the Srimad Bhagavatam class today. We are discussing Canto 8, Chapter 7. And today we'll be reading from verse 37 to 36 to 47. Indra. Why the curse was given? Because Durvasa Muni gave Indra a garland, and Indra put that garland on his elephant, his carrier, and then that elephant, he's an animal, he took the garland, threw it down and crushed it with his legs. So seeing this, Durvasa Muni was furious and he cursed Indra that you will lose all your opulence. And a result of that curse, Indra lost the kingdom, and now they approached Brahma, and then they all went to Shri Vishnu and prayed, and then the Lord asked them to churn the ocean of milk and make a truce with the demons. So they made a truce with demons, and then they went to carry the Mandara mountain. Mandara mountain was very heavy. So what happened? Halfway, most of them got crushed under the mountain. And then again, Vishnu appeared. He took the Mandara mountain, put it on one wing of Garuda. He took revived all the demigods and demons, and put them on the wing of another wing of Garuda. And then he came and he placed it in the ocean. So that's how the churning started. Now, while churning, a lot of things appeared, but we haven't reached there. First thing appeared is the halahal vish, the poison. So we are talking about that halahal vish, and Lord Shiva, he compassionately came and drank that poison for the benefit of humanity. So we are there. So the chapter, it titles that Lord Shiva saves the universe by drinking poison. So we are reading that. So we can read translations from 36. Prabhu, if we can press F11, that will... Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, Prabhu, you can start.
Text 36. Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued. Lord Shiva is always benevolent toward all living entities. When he saw that the living entities were very much disturbed by the poison which was spreading everywhere, he was very compassionate. Thus, he spoke to his eternal consort, Sati, as follows.
Text 37. Lord Shiva said, "My dear Bhavani, just see how all these living entities have been placed in danger because of the poison produced from the churning of the ocean of milk.
It is my duty to give protection and safety to all living entities struggling for existence. Certainly, it is the duty of the Master to protect his suffering dependents."
People in general, being bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always engaged in animosity towards one another. But devotees, even at the risk of their own temporary lives, try to save them.
My dear gentle wife Bhavani, when one performs benevolent activities for others, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is very pleased. And when the Lord is pleased, I am also pleased, along with all other living creatures. Therefore, let me drink this poison for all the living entities may thus become happy because of me.
Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued. After informing Bhavani in this way, Lord Shiva began to drink the poison, and Bhavani, who knew perfectly well the capabilities of Lord Shiva, gave him her permission to do so.
Therefore, Lord Shiva, who is decided to
Dedicated. Yes.
dedicated to auspicious benevolent work for humanity, compassionately took the whole quantity of the poison in his palm and drank it.
As if in defamation, the poison born from the ocean of milk manifested its potency by marking Lord Shiva's neck with a bluish line. That line, however, is not accepted as an ornament of the Lord.
It is said that great personalities almost always accept voluntarily suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart.
Upon hearing of this act, everyone, including Bhavani, the daughter of Maharaj Daksh, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and the people in general, very highly praised this deed performed by Lord Shiva, who is worshipped by the demigods and who bestows benedictions upon the people.
One more.
Scorpions, cobras, poisonous drugs, and other animals whose bites are poisonous took the opportunity to drink whatever little poison had fallen and scattered from Lord Shiva's hand while he was drinking.
Chai. So once again, thank you for the opportunity, and I'll seek blessings of all of you so that I can speak something that is of value. So I'll be honest, like I'm not very well prepared for this class, but I can say I whatever I realized after reading the purport and going through it 1 or 2 times. So I'll try to share whatever I got. So let's jump to the verse, that is 44. Okay, Sanskrit. Yes. Tapyante lokatapena sadhava prayashojana Paramaradhanam taddi Purushashakhilatmana Tapyante lokatapena Sadhava prayasojana Paramaradhanam taddi Purushashakhilatmana Tapyante lokatapena
Sadhava prayashojana
Sadhava prayasojana Paramaradhanam taddi Purushashakhilatmana Tapyante lokatapena Sadhava prayasojana Paramaradhanam taddi Purushashakhilatmana Tapayante lokatapena Sadhava prayasojana Paramaradhanam taddi Purushashakhilatmana Tapayante lokatapena Sadhava prayasojana. Paramaradhanam tadhi Purushashakilatmana Tapyante lokatapena Sadhava prayasojana Paramaradhanam tadhi Purushashakilatmana Tapayante lokatapena Sadhava prayasojana Paramaradhanam tadhi Purushashakilatmana. Word to word. Tapayante. Voluntarily suffer. Lokatapena. Because of suffering of people in general. Sadhava. Saintly persons. Prayasha. Almost always. Jana. Such persons. Paramaradhanam. The topmost method of worshipping. Tad. That activity. He. Indeed. Purusasya. Of the Supreme Person. Akhil Atmana. Who is the super soul of everyone. Translation, everyone together. It is said that great personalities always accept voluntarily suffering because of suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Who wants to read? Okay, we'll take turns. It's a long purport. English, we can start.
Here, the expansion of how those engaged in activities for welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 18.6869,
Aitam paramam guhyam madbhaktveshu abhidikshati chatasmin manusyeshu kashin me priya kirtama.
one who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worship. There are different kinds of welfare activities in this material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. It is by destiny or the law of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. For instance, if one is given a court order, he must accept it, whether it brings suffering or profit. Similarly, everyone is under obligations to karma and its reactions. No one can change this. Therefore, the Shastra says,
Tasya heto prayata kove na.
who is next?
Himanshu Prabhu, yes.
One should endeavor for that which is never obtained by wandering up and down the universe as a result of the reactions of karma. What is that? One should endeavor to become Krishna conscious. If one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, he should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. If the Lord is pleased with him, what is left for him to achieve? If one has been recognized by the Lord, even if he does not ask the Lord for anything, the Lord, who is within everyone, supplies him whatever he wants. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita.
Simam vahamyaham.
Again, as stated here,
Tinte lokatapena sadhava prayashochana.
the best welfare activity is raising people to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Since conditioned souls are suffering only for want of Krishna consciousness, the Lord Himself also comes to mitigate the suffering of humanity.
Hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Whenever and wherever, yes. Wants to read. Yes, true.
Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practices, or descendant of Bharata, and predominant race of religion, at the time I descend myself to deliver the pious to annihilate the Okay, Prabhu.
Nityanand Prabhu, please, let's maintain some discipline.
To annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principle of religion. I myself appeared millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita said 4.7 to 8. All the Shastras conclude therefore that spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is best welfare activity in the world. Because of the ultimate benefit this bestows upon people in general, the Lord very quickly recognizes such service performed by a devotee.
Jai. So the theme for today's class will be great personalities accepts voluntarily austerities for the benefit of people in general. So I'll start with a story. So has anyone heard of the freezing kid experiment?
Freezing kid?
Yes. No? So they did an experiment in North America or in cold regions that they placed a kid in a public area and without any kind of sweaters, jacket or anything, and it was freezing cold, right? So they placed this kid and they were trying to see the reaction of people, how people will react to this. So the results were very shocking. Like most of the people are they didn't even see that anyone was there. It was very disheartening. And some of them, they came and they asked like, what happened, why are you like without any sweater, jacket? And then they inquired, and then they also gave their jackets. And so this experiment shows that how insensitive, or I don't know if there's a word like this, compassionate, I don't know, but how insensitive people can be, right? And how people are like becoming like this, they are becoming more and more selfish. I've heard this line that spirituality is a journey from selfishness to selflessness. So yeah, as one of the main characteristics of Vaishnava is compassion, right? A Vaishnava should always be compassionate. Here we can see that Lord Shiva, there's no need for him to drink poison. Like, no one will come and question Lord Shiva, why are you not doing this, right? He's doing it voluntarily. He's accepting this austerity, or he's doing it for the benefit of people in general, the living entities, right? So this is the nature of a Vaishnava. And it is said that they are always satisfied. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita as well. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, many places, that a Vaishnava, he is always satisfied by chanting the names of the Lord. Okay. There is no need for him to go and try and preach it to anyone else, or try and share it with anyone, or um, do anything other than chanting the name of the Lord. By chanting the name, he will be satisfied, happy, blissful. Okay. But the question is why? Why do Vaishnavas they do this, right? But before going to that, I would like to ask you a question like, can you give some examples from Shastras where you found that devotees, how they were compassionate upon the living entities? Yes, Prabhu.
So Prahlad Maharaj, in the end of the conversation with everyone, demigods and Shivadev, he said that let my forefathers, all the living entities first will get liberated, and then I will get liberated and I will come back to you.
Prahlad Maharaj, we see he's a kid, right? How many years old? 7 years old, I think. 5 to 7 years old. 5 years old. So 5 years old kid, is not thinking about himself, right? The Lord is there. The Lord appeared for him, and the Lord is asking for benediction, like, ask me anything, I can give you anything, right? And he's like, I don't want anything for myself. And then what he's asking, he's thinking about his father first. The same father who, like, literally tried to kill him in so many ways and give him so much suffering. We cannot imagine a 5-year-old boy thrown off a cliff, 5-year-old boy placed in fire, blazing fire, 5-year-old boy, kept with poisonous snakes, also tried to crush him by elephants. Like, can you imagine your own father doing this to you? Prahlad Maharaj, he actually suffered all this. Like, his father actually did this to him, and still after Nrsimhadev appeared, what is he asking? Can you take care of my father? Can you give liberation to my father? So this is a Vaishnava. No matter, I remember this story. I think I shared it in my last class also, but I'll just give a brief, make it brief. So there was a sadhu. He was taking his morning, he was in the river. He was taking his morning bath. So he saw a scorpion drowning. So what he did, he took that scorpion, placed it in his hand, was trying to put it outside, right? So what happened? The nature of scorpion is to bite. That scorpion bit him, and natural instinct is to just release it, because it's very painful. The biting of scorpion is very painful. So he left it, and then he saw again it was drowning. And then again the sadhu picked it up, and this happened quite a few times. And there was a person on the shore. He was watching this, and the person was like, why are you doing this, right? Why are you doing this? I've seen this scorpion is biting you again and again, right? So the sadhu is like, the nature of the scorpion is to bite, but my nature is to save him. I cannot leave my nature because he's doing this to me. So the point is that we should not uh, leave our nature, or we should not be discompassionate or not compassionate because someone else is not reciprocating in the same way. We should do our part. If no one, Krishna is watching, and we are not doing it for anyone, we are doing it for Krishna, right? So yes. Prahlad Maharaj, any other example? Yes, Narad Muni. Can you make it specific? Narad Muni a lot of times.
So every canto, everywhere, Narad Muni appears everywhere to save everyone. It's like he's the knight in the shining armor, saves the day. Wherever devotees, general people need help, Narad Muni just shows he travels all over the world preaching the message of the Lord. So
yes, we can see many places like these great personalities, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. They're all actually Sukhdev Goswami, who actually spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam. They're all disciples of Narad Muni, right? Disciples or grand disciples. So Narad Muni is amazing. Wherever there is, he can appear anywhere and deliver anyone, I can say. Like, there was a story of this hunter. His name was Mrigari. Now, he was a hunter. Literally, he was not even killing animals. He was half killing them. And he used to take pleasure by seeing those animals suffer. I don't know what that term means. Sadist? Sadist, right? So he was a sadist, and he was actually taking pleasure by half killing the animals. So Narad Muni saw that, and Narad Muni was like, who is doing this? Who is this guy? And Narad Muni went to him, and he saw this Mrigari, or hunter, doing this. And he asked, why are you doing this? The hunter was like, this is my livelihood. I maintain my family by doing this. So then Narad Muni was like, what was the first instruction of Narad Muni? Narad Muni said, kill them fully. and that hunter actually followed that instructions. And after killing them fully, Narad Muni again appeared, and then Narad Muni Narad Muni said, "Okay, I will take care of your family. You leave this, right?" And also after that, Narad Muni gave him a mantra that you chant this mantra, and your heart will be transformed. And yeah, so that's how he transformed a hunter into a devotee. And after last time when Narad Muni came, that that devotee or Mrigari, he was walking crisscross like this while coming to Narad Muni, and then Narad Muni asked, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "There are ants, walking on the ground. I don't want to kill them or crush them." So you see the transformation, like from half enjoying the half killing of animals to not even killing an ant. So this is what happens, like Narad Muni. Yes, any other example? Yes, Prabhu.
Ahilya's example, where Vishwamitra takes Lord Rama to get her liberated. So Ahilya was cursed by Gautam Rishi. Gautam Rishi was her husband because Lord Indra had wrong intentions, and then he tried to seduce her, and that's where Gautam Rishi got upset with, and he cursed him and her both. I mean, both of them. So Ahilya was cursed to be turned into a rock until Lord Ram takes birth, and then he can liberate him. So when Lord Ram comes to the forest, Vishwamitra intentionally takes him there, and he asked Lord to kind of get her liberated. So that was another like devotee.
Being compassionate.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like sometimes Lord may not be able to see you, but devotees would make you see, would make the Lord see you.
Yes.
And sometimes the curses of great devotees like Gautam Rishi and the Brahman who cursed Parikshit Maharaj and Durvasha Rishi, those curses are a kind of benediction as well because of that the Ram's Leela was done. Like Ahilya, she got I would say position in the lotus feet of Lord Ram because of the curse, I would say.
Yes. So Ahilya was delivered by Lord Ram because a devotee showed compassion and took Lord Ram there. So yeah, that is a good example. Any other example from Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll take Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll go to Chaitanya Charitamrita after. Yes.
Vidura's compassion for Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra insulted him and banished him, but Vidura still guided him towards.
Yes. Vidura was actually insulted very badly that you are a son of maid servant and you should not do this and that. And still, he being compassionate and devotee of the Lord, he still guided Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra actually got the instruction at the end. So I have not noted that down, so I'll note that down. Vidura. And then I've also had, we all know Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, when he was listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 6th canto, there is description of hellish planets and what kind of people go to hellish planets. After listening to the descriptions and what kind of people go, Parikshit Maharaj was very anxious, like very anxious. He was like, if it's this conditions, almost everyone is going to hell, right? And he was like, how can we stop this? He was asking this question to Sukdev Goswami, like, how can this poor souls, they get liberated? If it goes on like this, then almost everyone will go to hell. So then Sukdev Goswami, he narrated the rest of Bhagavatam and he gave the remedies for that, right? Bhagavatam actually starts with someone getting anxious. Who were they? Yeah, the sages of Naimisaranya, right? They were very anxious. Why they were anxious? Because Krishna had left this material world, and Kali Yuga was approaching, and they were anxious for us, actually, for us, to be honest, for the people of Kali Yuga, that how will these people, they get liberation, or they get connected to the Lord. Yeah, this is actually Parikshit Maharaj with Sukhdev Goswami, but the sages of Naimisharanya, that is a different picture actually. So Parikshit Maharaj, no, sorry, the sages of Naimisharanya, they asked 7 questions, and then in one of the question is Manda Sumanda Kateo Manda Bhagya. In that verse, it comes in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, that the people of Kali Yuga, they are, lazy, they are less intelligent, they have short lives. How will they able to get liberation? How will they able to attain the perfection of life? So then Sudha Goswami, he answered that questions, that in this age, or in this age of Kali, it has a lot of what you can say, faults. Yes, lot of faults, but there is one thing that is good about this Kali Yuga. That is, if you chant the name of the Lord, that is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then you can get delivered from this world just by chanting this name. And there's not even any hard and fast rules to chant this name, right? So yeah. And then my last example, or not last, I would say, one of the most prominent example is Draupadi. How?
5 cents.
Yes. We'll go there, but before that, we'll take a look at the life of Draupadi. Draupadi, she was born from fire because his father, he wanted a son who can kill Dronacharya. So first of all, his father, he didn't want Draupadi, and when he saw Draupadi, he actually was not very much pleased. So she had to, suffer from that. After that, she got married, right? Married to 5 men. Like imagine being married to 5 men. So that is a kind of suffering, right? Then after getting married, she was dragged into the assembly and was tried to get destroyed. It was Lord who saved, like Krishna who saved her. But then just imagine, in the middle of assembly, your husbands are there, your superiors are there, everyone is there, and someone is trying to disrobe you. After that, this is not the end. After that, a war happens. Mahabharat, millions and millions of people are killed, right? And in that, his father and his brother is also killed, right? Just before the end of the battle, they are killed. And then after that, 5 sons are beheaded during the sleep. It's not that they were fighting and they died fighting in battlefield. They were actually sleeping peacefully. They were innocent children, like I don't know the age, but they were childrens, right? They were sleeping, and Ashwatthama beheaded 5 of them. And after this, Ashwatthama was brought in front of Draupadi, right? Ashwatthama was brought in front of Draupadi, and Draupadi was asked, what should we do with him? Can anyone imagine what was the response of Draupadi? Yes, Prabhu.
She asked Arjuna to please free him because he is the son of Dronacharya.
Draupadi actually asked to forgive him. Can you imagine, like, the person who killed your 5 sons, you are ready to forgive him? Anyone knows the reason why she did that? Yes, Prabhu?
First, he was a Guru Putra.
Yes.
Second, since the feelings that she is going through, She did not want his mother to go through the same feeling.
Yes. So both are very important. One is Guru Putra. The second one is, she's like, I myself am a mother. I know the pain of losing son. I lost my sons. I don't want Ashwasthama's mother to go through the same feeling. You see the level of compassion? Oh, Krishna. I mean, we cannot even imagine doing this in our dreams. Like, what is this? This is a Vaishnava. Prabhupada writes in purport that this is a Vaishnava. This is the level of compassion that they have. Now, any other example?
I really, Jagai and Madai. Really right.
Dude, I gave it first.
Okay. Jaga and Madai. Would you like to describe, Prabhu?
So, Nityananda Prabhu went. He usually used to go to Sankirtan to preach the movement of Mahaprabhu, and then he noticed these two people who were there. These are Damkiars, and actually, Shastras mentions that they used to read Shastra just to break all the rules from Shastras. Can you imagine this? And now Nityananda Prabhu looking at them, actually, he feel really compassionate that, oh, these guys are suffering a lot and they don't even know what the actual happiness is. What if we made him chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra even once and get the mercy of Mahaprabhu? So he went and reached out to them. As soon as he reached out to them, he started asking them, please chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. As soon as he asked, what they did, they got so mad that they hit Mahaprabhu with a stone. No.
Not Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu.
Nityananda Prabhu with a stone. And then Nityananda Prabhu started bleeding. Looking at that, just after listening of that, Mahaprabhu got very anxious and then he immediately got up from his throne. He ran towards Nityananda. As soon as he saw Nityananda and those two guys, he took out his Sudarshan Chakra. Although Mahaprabhu is most merciful, but when something happens to his devotees, he cannot tolerate this thing. So here we can see, I don't think so Sudarshan Chakra is here, is it here? Yeah, but he has a Sudarshan Chakra in his hand. And then Nityananda Prabhu is stopping him. He's like, Mahaprabhu, please don't do this. Your this incarnation is only to share mercy. In this incarnation, you cannot take your Sudarshan Chakra. Please put it down back and shower love onto these two wonderful devotees. Make them your own maidservant. And then somehow or other, Nityananda Prabhu managed to, suppress the anger
Pacify.
of Mahaprabhu. And then Mahaprabhu actually showered mercy onto them and they become really nice devotees later.
Yes. So this is the mercy of a devotee. You can see how Jagai and Madai, who were so fallen, and they were actually delivered. Why? Because Nityananda Prabhu was compassionate towards them. One more example I can think of is Srila Prabhupada. Right? Srila Prabhupada was there in Radha Damodar temple. He was there comfortable, doing his bhajan, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting, and serving acharyas. But then it is only because of compassion that Srila Prabhupada came to the West, at the age of 70 and took this austerity, or I would not say suffering, but this austerity of doing this, whatever he did, right? He was very compassionate. There are many instances where you can see. One of them is, I was listening to a class and I heard this from a devotee that Prabhupada was in West somewhere, I don't know where, and he was in early morning, he was staying at some devotee's place and he was going to temple, right? So early morning, he was there in the car and there was a huge traffic early in the morning. So Prabhupada asked, early morning, why this much? This traffic is not supposed to be there in early morning. And that devotee replied, and Prabhupada asked, where are these guys going? Where are they heading towards, right? And that devotee said, they are going to their workplaces early in the morning. and a teardrop fell from Prabhupada's eyes. That, how these living entities, they are suffering. He was this compassionate, like, he could not see people suffering. So, and if you read Lilamrita or even the small Prabhupada book, you'll see how compassionate Prabhupada was. Just amazing. Like, it will blow your mind. Just crazy. Yes, Prabhu, you had something to say?
Oh, and I think I was just trying to add more into the Jagai Madai story. So when Mahaprabhu blessed them, they left all their bad qualities and they were living near a ghat. So then people still had them under the impression that they're bad people. So they would go to that ghat and throw stones at them. And you know what they did? They were like, you should throw more stones actually because we deserve it. So their hearts were changed to this level that initially they were throwing stones at the devotees of the Lord, and then when people would throw stones at them, they were just like, yeah, we deserve it, we should just do it. And then after a while, when people saw their hearts have transformed, they were like, they had more faith in the name of the Lord then. And Mahaprabhu actually, sorry, when Nityananda Prabhu saw them, he had this thought in his mind that what if I deliver them, because they are the most fallen, if I deliver them, then everybody will have faith that even if they are doing the most abominable things, they will still be delivered, right? Then he was thinking, what if I make them such people that just by seeing them, the love of Godhead arise in the heart of other people, then my life will be successful and I will be called the greatest servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then that's what happened after. When people would see them, love of Godhead would arise in their heart, their hearts would transform.
Yeah. So my next point was this, like, why devotees do this, right? Okay, we'll not take inputs because we don't have time. But I have noted down 2 points. One is they want to please the Lord. First point is they want to please the Lord. Why? Because Lord himself says in Bhagavad Gita, right? 18.6768, that those who preach this message of mine are most dear to me, right? So one reason is that. And the second reason is they just cannot see people suffering. I remember one more story. I would want to share this. So there's a devotee from Chaitanya Leela. I don't know Gaur Leela. I don't know his name, but he actually asked Mahaprabhu that please deliver all these souls. And if you feel like they are very sinful, they are not worthy of liberation, I can take all their sins. You just deliver them. And Mahaprabhu smiled at that. So can you imagine, like, someone actually telling that, I'm ready to take all their sins and I'm ready to suffer for eternity. You take them back. So this is compassion of a Vaishnava, right? So yeah, the second reason is that they cannot see living entities suffering. So yes, because they are very compassionate. So these are the 2 reasons why the Vaishnavas, they are very compassionate. Like, they do what they do. And now, as devotees, how can we develop such compassion? Yes, Ru.
By following the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras.
Yes, by following Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras. Any other points? The question is, Prabhu, how can we develop compassion? Yes.
By forgiveness, right?
think when you forgive, then you're like letting it go, and then you fall who doesn't come in between, and then there is compassion.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
I think there's a need to understand that whatever is happening to you is actually the results of our own actions. And Krishna actually has been merciful that he has reduced the results of your actions to just like a mustard seed. And understanding that the instrument who's delivering you the actions of your actions is not the one to be blamed. So then that's when we get detached from the situation, and that brings compassion for the instrument.
Yes. Yes. For sure. If we get detached from that, and then we can actually have a bird's eye view on the situation, and then we can be compassionate. Yes. So, in the interest of time, I would like to mention. So, I've noted down three things. So, when we see people suffering and it doesn't really move us, it will not register in us, then that is called apathy, right? That you don't really care, right? So that is apathy. And then when we genuinely pity people suffering, we see that, oh, this poor soul is suffering, right? Now that is sympathy. We don't really do anything about it, but we still feel something in our heart, right? We feel like, oh, this guy is suffering or this person is suffering. So that is sympathy. And then the third stage is that when we look upon people suffering and we feel impelled to act and assist them. So that is called empathy. So then, yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, again, what were you reading? Sympathy?
So first one is apathy, where you don't care. Second one is sympathy, where you feel something but you don't do anything about it. And then the third one is empathy. So you actually try and do something for them, right? So compassion can be like we can move from one level to another depending on wherever we are. So again, a story comes to my mind. When I used to live outside the temple, me and Dinal, we used to visit Sunday feast like often, right? So one Sunday feast, we were going back to our place, and we saw a lady. She was on wheelchair, and I think she was drugged. She was high on drugs, right? So I saw that lady, and I was kind of angry at her, like why these people are wasting their lives, right? They should do something, and they should not waste their lives like this. And then I was like, let's go. And Dinal was like, Prabhu, wait, maybe she needs help. She was there on one side of the road. She was trying to cross the road, and Dinal was like, maybe she needs help. Like, no, Prabhu, it's not safe to go, and she can do anything to you. She was like, no, let me try. And she actually went there, and I had to go, like, so I also went behind her. And then Dinal actually asked, like, what happened? Do you need any help? But that lady was actually very high, so she couldn't actually. I think she reacted not in a nice way. So then we left. But you see how the difference between myself and Dinal was that, I was on the level of apathy that I didn't really care. I was actually cursing her that why is she wasting her life? And then Dinal was on the level of empathy that she actually felt some compassion and then tried to help her, assist her in some or the other way. So yeah, we should always. So I have this line written. I found it in a video. It was the video that I watched, freezing child experiment. It said, if you wait to do everything for everybody instead of something for somebody, you'll end up doing nothing for nobody.
Can you repeat that?
If you wait to do everything for everybody, you'll end up doing Oh, sorry. Okay. If you wait to do everything for everybody instead of doing something for somebody, you'll end up doing nothing for nobody. So yeah, that. Oh Krishna. Okay, the last time. This is the last time. Yes, Prabhu, please. If you wait to do everything for everybody instead of doing something for somebody, you'll end up doing nothing for nobody.
This is SPK Maharaj?
No, no, it was from a video that I watched online. And I'd like to end with this one statement that I actually got from a book that I was reading, Tattva. It says, taking care of ourselves is not the success of life because we exist to make a beautiful contribution to the world and the souls in it. The opportunity to serve is what gives life to our years on this planet. So, with that, I would like to end. If anyone has any questions, we can take one question and then you can come to me. I'll be here for some time, but we'll end the class in time. So anyone who wants to leave can leave. So with that, I'd like to end.
One of the verses, the translation mentioned that Shiv himself is the master of Krishna's external energy. He needed permission of, Bhavan